What's happening, sports fans? We got another great top recruit to talk to. It's Luke Durkin from Scripps Ranch. He is a football player. He is a proud owner of a decent head of lettuce, as we can see. It looks like he might have just gotten done with like a swim workout. Like if I told you that the guy at the other end of if I told you that the guy at the other end of this Zoom played water polo for Scripps Ranch, you probably just believe reading a book by a cover there. Luke, thank you so much for joining us. He is the quarterback at what has to be the resurgent team in San Diego County. Over the last 4 years, we've seen Scripps Ranch go from an afterthought to a CIF finalist. He's committed to play at Davison, so we got a lot to talk about. But let's start with that commitment. What was that process like for you, and what was making that decision like?
The recruiting process was awesome. It was definitely different because it was right during the whole pandemic thing and the quarantine. But Davidson was my first offer from the start, and I got the chance to check out the school. It's great academics, great football, and I really liked the staff there. So it kind of made a no-brainer decision towards the end.
Was there a singular moment where it all clicked? I know a lot of kids talk about when they take that on-campus visit. Did you even get a chance have you been back to the school yet at all?
Definitely. I did go back with my family. We went back east to check out a few schools. Obviously, it was like the COVID rules and we couldn't see the coaches or anything, but just right when I stepped on campus, it felt like home, and I knew that was definitely the best school for me.
Were we talking about to the levels where like the heavens parted and like there was a bright light shining down and you just heard the voice? Yes, this is the right school, Luke.
Definitely the second I stepped foot, I was like, yeah, I could see myself going here for the next 4 years, no doubt.
Deal. Maybe this is a hard question to ask because hopefully you guys will be the only ones ever with a COVID-related recruiting, but it sort of feels like this might spill over a little bit into the next year. So what would be maybe some advice that you would give to younger kids right now in terms of if they're panicking, thinking, am I going to get my shot? Am I going to miss my shot? What's some guidance you maybe give to younger high school kids right now?
I'd say definitely you just got to make the most out of your opportunities because you're not going to be obviously there was no camp. So it's not like the coaches were seeing me throw. It was kind of me just sending my film out, sending my information to all the coaches, getting in touch with them, and pretty much just making my own opportunities out of what I had previously.
Can we ask about the championship experience last year? This is a gentle subject. Hey, look, I tried saying that La Jolla was going to struggle to keep you guys less than 17. I tried to be as even keel as that. But even with it being a loss, what do you remember from last season the most? What has stuck with you in terms of that experience?
No, it was definitely tough in the championship game, but I think I learned a lot from being in kind of that bigger time setting and just the feeling you get playing in the big time games. I think I learned a lot, and it motivates me obviously this year coming back.
Well, maybe not then just the championship experience, but that whole season. You guys were the 10-0, like rinse and repeat. Scripps Ranch dragged another team by 35 on a Friday night. Like that had to have been a season that, you could have only dialed that up in a video game for some people.
Definitely. It was an awesome season. We just tried to take it game by game, just go 1-0 every week. And we did that for most of the season. Obviously, we couldn't finish at the end, but that's why we're motivated for the next year.
For you personally as a quarterback, maybe this is just a stupid question in general, but what was more exciting to have? Someone like Rashad Griffin, like a legitimate downfield weapon, or the defensive line that you had, knowing that you were going to get the ball back and very rarely have to be trailing? What's more enjoyable?
Our offense was definitely stellar, but having the solid D line and defense overall that we had, it was so nice just relying on them. Like, oh yeah, they're probably going to shut out the team that we're playing, and then it's just our job to put points on the board. And obviously, our offense was just we were doing our thing, but it was really on the backs of the defense that was the backbone of the team.
I was gonna say it's one of those things that was I don't think was adequately discussed, is that you had some real goons on that D line, like getting after
Definitely.
people. And I can only imagine just some quarterbacks' existences. They're off, they're breaking down how that last drive went. They look up, all right, field goal, all right, touchdown, all right, come on guys, we got to get back in this. You probably were looking up like, wait, I've only been on the sideline for 38 seconds. They've got the ball back already. Okay.
Oh no. Definitely. Seeing them, just watching them play on the sidelines, like, dang, I wouldn't want to be the other quarterback on the other team right now.
Okay, so was there any in practice where the ones on offense had to go against the ones on defense, or did you avoid that? Did you dodge that bullet all season last year?
No, we did. Sometimes we'd open up right after warm-ups. We just go straight into like third down and situational stuff, and we'd go ones on ones.
Okay, so what was the success rate then for this? How well did the Scripps Ranch offense do against the Scripps Ranch defense last year?
Of course, in practice, we handed it to him pretty good.
Yes.
I know my defense will say some different stuff.
Oh, but they don't have the mic right now. So why tell them?
The mic, so
Perfect. You get the show. Why tell them? Why say anything else? You dragged them up and down that field every single situation you possibly could have.
Exactly, for sure.
So what's the what? I mean, the off season is maybe a way too wide of a variety, but let's break it down into. Give us a little bit of what the football has been like. I think that everybody's tried to sneak in something. Are you throwing a ball through a tire? Like, how are you maintaining football in your life?
Definitely. So we were off for a while, and then just recently, once we went back up in the tier, we've been able to do 2 on-field practices a week. Obviously, it's like COVID regulations and socially distanced and all that, but we're trying to get as much like realistic practices as we can with those guidelines. And then the other 3 days we're in the weight room, just socially distanced and doing our workouts too. So it's been good for the opportunities we have, and we're just trying to get better with everything going on.
Now, are you able to throw a ball to somebody else, or is this all air motion? Because not, you can't share the ball with 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, at first we weren't throwing any balls, but now once we got the approval, we're throwing balls out there, but we're just keeping everyone distanced and stuff.
I was laughing when I was first reading some of the outlines of guidelines of how people can get practice in, and it's like can practice, but everyone must have their own ball. I'm like, okay, what is volleyball without being able to hit the ball to somebody? Like, you're just gonna have everyone standing there hitting it up. Like, I can only imagine there's a lot of quarterbacks like, oh yeah, for sure, coach, I dropped that one on a dime 35 yards downfield. The coach is just looking at like, no, you've never thrown.
At first it was just all conditioning, just no football, just ladders, sprints, all that. So thankfully we got,
and that's good for a certain group of the team. There's a certain chunk of the team that probably ends up needing that after a quarantine where they've just been sitting on their butts the whole time. But I'm sure that gets a little bit boring for you personally.
It was definitely nice at first to get back in action.
So then on the non-football side, everyone's got more free time. We're all still vaguely stuck at home. Like, have you taken up a new hobby? Do you play the guitar now? Can you juggle? Like you have to have had something fun happen over the last couple months.
A new hobby?
Or anything. Like, just what have you been up to?
Not really. Really just online school has been interesting, I guess. I mean, I'm just hoping we can go back soon to normal school, but the online school has been interesting. And then we've just been working out. Like, I'm lucky I have a gym garage. So I've just been hitting the gym and stuff, and then there's not really no hobbies, just hanging out with friends. I mean, at first, obviously, in the beginning of the quarantine, we couldn't really do much, and now we're pretty much released as long as we're safe and wearing masks and all that.
So you're saying that you have a home gym, and
Yes.
yet I see is basically 0 posts on your Instagram, and you can follow him at Luke Durkin 10. But there's nothing of you just out there like posting just videos of you doing squats and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like that would be something I'd be very tempted to do if I had a home gym. Just being like, look what I'm up to now. Another hype video, another pump, like my quarterback's coming for everybody type videos. Can we start seeing some of those?
Low key, but so everyone should know that I'm working, but even though I'm not posting everything.
So then if it's not on your social media, will you be willing to do that on our social media? Because I think that sometimes quarterbacks are not given the due credit they need for their athleticism. They're like pitchers.
I'll get on the social media. We'll bring it to team workout.
Deal. Yes, please. Give us some sort of a team workout hype video, just because people are starved for absolutely anything they can get right now.
For sure. We'll take over the stories or something.
Deal. Absolutely. We will. Okay, so let me ask you this then. What is the better one to take over right now? Is it TikTok or is it Instagram? Like, has TikTok really truly taken over everything, or what?
I mean, TikTok's pretty popular, but I'd say for stories, Instagram.
Still stick with Insta. All right, deal.
I look at Instagram stories more, but definitely TikTok. Like, TikTok's more the dancing videos and like just the funny stuff. But
hey, look, man. I asked because I went to high school when there was a 0 in front of the number. So I am officially just old, and I don't get everything quite as perfectly as everyone else does. So, you guys are coming back to action somewhat. Let's say hypothetically we do get this season underway. What are the goals you're setting for yourself? I mean, yes, back to CIF, everyone wants to win, but like realistically, what are you setting out to do this football season personally?
I mean, obviously, we're coming to win what's ours. We couldn't finish last year, so we're coming back just as strong and just as fast and better. And then personally, I think I just want to have another solid season and lead my team to victories. I mean, obviously, I got the commitment out of the way, so I'm not really playing for that. I'm just playing to play my best football and to lead my team to be the best we can possibly be.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Any good stories you can tell us about Coach? I feel like there has to be something funny there.
I mean, Coach Gardner, I could say a lot of stories. He's funny. I mean, in practice
Well,
we joke around a lot. Today he was on the FaceTime with the boosters, and I came up and said hi. But he's definitely
well, because a quarterback and a coach spend a lot more time together than necessarily like any other position. Like the coach doesn't, he might not even know the name of your kicker. Like, but that's just a very real thing that might exist. But he spends a lot of time with the coach, so or with the quarterback, with the starting linebacker, whatever it is. But he also seems like somebody who has really bled for that team to get you guys back to the position where you're at. So, I mean, just what do you think people might not know about Coach? Maybe is a better way to ask it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first off, me and Coach Gardner, he was my coach in Pop Warner in seventh grade when I started football. So I've known him and been close with him and his family for almost my whole life. And as a coach, he's done so much for this program. He's really the start of the turnaround from when he took over the one rebuilding year, and then from there we've been a whole new team and whole new character, whole new tradition in general. So he's really been the start of the program turnaround, and we're looking forward to continuing that success over the next years, even when my class is gone.
You know what? Fair enough. Very few kids are like thinking after my class. Everyone I feel like is like, we're going to be the legends and then burn the boats. Nobody cares after any grade after us. Luke Durkin, the quarterback for Scripps Ranch, CIF finalists last year. Like you said, they're coming for everybody. Any division, even if we only have 5 teams left playing football, I'm sure that Scripps Ranch will be one of them. And Luke has no issue lining up against Helix to take all of the smoke. We'll play anyone. I mean, hey, it might come down to that. I don't know what this season is going to look like. Everyone DMs me asking for more info. I don't know anything more or less than anyone else does. I do know, though, that the kid we're talking to right now, if he gets a chance to be on that field, is someone that you all absolutely have to check out. Luke, thank you so much for joining us. Just on the way out, I want to play a quick round of true or false. They are a Davison alumni. I will give you the easy one. True or false, Steph Curry is a Davison alumni.
True.
True. All right, good. That one was more also for the rest of the audience. Let's see. True or false, there is a president who is a Davison alumni.
False.
True.
Really?
Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think that somehow is relevant. Maybe not. I don't know. We're recording this on the night of the presidential debate, so I just thought that might be a little fun tie-in that you will officially be the 3rd most famous Davison alumni behind Woodrow Wilson and Steph Curry when it's all said and done, my man. Thank you so much for being on with us. We will hopefully talk to you next time at a football field and no more of this Zoom nonsense. But you guys be ready for when we're going to have you guys take over the Instagram in your workouts and everything. Talk to you later, sports fans.
Love to.